Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Weekly for this Sunday. We have ourselves hard logic within Super Metroid. We have two incredible runners, Solsky and Maniacal. My name is Professor Renderer. Joining me is Captain MD13. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good today.
Same for me. It's a nice Sunday here. Just coming about 5 hours before my Cleveland Browns go ahead and face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card series.
Oh yeah, it's been an interesting year in football, but we got some interesting stuff for you here today on Speed Gaming 4 as well. We got Soul Scam and Maniacal. We're doing some hard mode SMZ3 shenanigans today, which means we may be seeing some things like Gravity Suitless Murdia and various Suitless Hell runs.
Yep, and with these two runners, I do not expect them to go that far like down in the times. It's gonna be pretty quick and breezy and all the good stuff.
Oh yeah, but let's not discount the, if I can get a count here, let's not discount the 13 other runners that are in this race room today. We got a pretty full house here. We've got Tracy M, MM2NES cartridge, SP Ridley, PP Chan, Farfalu, Ace Zero, Neaterific. The whole gang's here.
Yeah, we have quite a show for you all. And we'll get the best of the best here today for this Sunday afternoon.
All right, we have been given the green light in the race time room, so I think a couple of final setup checks on the runner side. We should be catching up in about 5 seconds or so. What are you looking to see in this seed today in particular?
Hopefully not too much of a pain to in terms of our Link to the Past items here.
I can understand that. Maybe a healthy Sphere Zero, give us a lot of options for later. What is that sprite on Solsky's screen?
I have no idea.
Solsky never ceasing to disappoint. Solsky never seeking to disappoint with the sprite choices.
If I could take a guess at it, I think it's that one diabetes game with its mascot.
I unfortunately would not know. We've got a missile tank on Lake Hylia Island, and Solsky bringing his trademark eggplant sprite for A Link to the Past. Captain Novalin, I think, is what chat's saying.
Yeah, it's a 1992 platforming game by Sculpture Software that teaches kids how to better help their diabetes.
Fascinating. And I had missed Maniacal initially, but it looks like Maniacal picked up a map in the Sanctuary, so that means we might have a pretty loaded, or we will have a very loaded Hyrule Castle today. Just a single rupee off the bush crabs and a tier 3 tree pull giving small magic. Nothing good coming out of that just yet. Oh, that's Ice Beam on Lumberjack Ledge.
Ooh.
And I just blinked and missed what was on Solsky's race game. I'll take a quick look on the playback for that while we see what is in the library.
Just a heart container.
Okay. Not much going on in the Lost Woods so far, just a hard piece, although the early hard pieces are nothing to sneeze at. Solsky's going to do a reverse Kakariko here. Gets 5 missiles in the back of the tavern. We see 5 rupees on the tier 1 tree pull. Not seeing a lot going on in the chicken hut. Just looked like a little bit of money, which, to be fair, we've been actually kind of starved on as we start things off. Maniacal just finally picked up a pack of bombs in the thieves' hideout.
that will be nice for Maniacal, while Solsky is doing the bomb rats room or little hut there. You can find a couple of bombs in there, like, and it refills every time you
Pretty
enter.
much has to, given that there's been a sparse rupee payout as we kick things off. We get our first pack of power bombs and an ice rod in the bottom of Blind's hut. So ice rod, that just means Total Rock's a pendant, and there's our big jackpot of money.
Whereas Ice Beam is in a pretty rude spot. That Ice Rod is not. Even though it could just end up being the whole thing where it's like, oh hey, Turtle Rock is a pendant.
Yeah, we have not seen a map check. We have not seen a map check from either of our runners, which actually kind of surprises me. Alright, bottom of the well thankfully does not have a dead hand, a flying skull, and a bunch of other Skulltulas this time. Oh wait, wrong game.
But what it does have is our Morph Ball.
Alright, there we go. So Morph Ball, another pack of Power Bombs. So we got 10 Power Bombs and Morph Ball already. We're looking good for an early Super Metroid dive here, but let's see what the rest of these Sphere Zero checks have with another pack of Power Bombs on the bottle vendor. So yeah, we've got a pretty explosive start here for Super Metroid.
Yeah, we're pretty loaded up on power bombs and missiles, so that is a really good sign if you're more well versed in Super Metroid.
So yeah, this also puts the first corner of Death Mountain into play, but that only, excuse me, that only currently gives us one check, and that is inside Spectacle Rock, though we can peek the top of Spectacle Rock. Solsti's going to get that map out of the Sanctuary and see that Hyrule Castle is probably going to be a little more on the dense side today. Let's see how our runners choose to go about this. Solsky is going to probably check... Oh yeah, I didn't check... He forgot to check Lost Woods.
Right, because Solsky went from the bottom of Kakariko to the top, whereas Maniacal went from top to bottom, getting the Lost Woods along the way.
And yeah, that's... I think we already established that was $5 on the Tier 1 tree pull. So yeah, the tree pulls and the bush crabs both not doing us any favors here as we start things off. Michael having exactly 300 rupees as he wraps up the race game. Nice unintentional clean number. And we finally get our map check. All blue crystals in the light world.
So that does mean that there is a pretty big chance that, well, a significant chance that we might see a pendant on Turtle Rock, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, 3 out of 7, that's the best chance you can get in a seed like this. Solsky, meanwhile, is going to go immediately to the right and check Eastern Palace and Sahasrar's Closet. Let's see where the green pendant is. It's in Swamp.
Swamp as a pendant is very concerning.
It is, because that makes Swamp a very lucrative dungeon with a grand total of 7 items. Not much coming out of the back of Sahasrar's Closet here, just a shield and some extra power bombs and super missiles. Nothing of extreme significance going on in the dam either, just some extra bombs, which also yields another pack of missiles. So yeah, this is a very slow Link to the Past start here. We might be going into Super Metroid sooner rather than later.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And with 15 bombs and just a tad bit of magic for Ice Rod in tow, Maniacal should have no trouble doing Mini Moldorm Cave. Neither runner should. They could probably do it with 3 bombs if they really had to. Especially considering that Moldorms are dropping fairies. What do we got in here? Heart piece, pack of missiles, extra bomb upgrade, more missiles, and a heart piece. What is this start?
Yeah, and we weren't kidding. You weren't kidding when you said it was a very explosive start for the first Super Metroid. Again, adding on to those more missiles, adding on more to those power bombs. We are definitely going to be seeing a Super Metroid dive very soon.
Yeah, I think our runners are going to be going into Super Metroid with at least 20 power bombs at this rate. Possibly 25. I'm not sure if I may have blinked and missed one. But this is a lot of power bombs for the first 20 or so items of the game. And Maniacal's making the long walk to the Ice Rod Cave. Solski appears to be following suit, and we get our first energy tank. Those are going to be important in hard mode, as they may be required for hell runs through Lower Norfair, or various, not Lower Norfair, but areas of Norfair.
And Maniacal is heading directly into Super Metroid.
Yeah, taking that hint, the idea of the logic right into account, expecting a pack Super Metroid only has 15 power bombs, so forget what I said about there being possibly 25, but 15 is going to be great for Gauntlet. Not to mention that extra energy tank. Now, of note, there are a few items in A Link to the Past that are still unaccounted for. There's technically, depending on the key placement, one chest in the front of Hyrule Castle. There is the chests up to and including, depending on big key placement, the big chest of Eastern, and the one check in Spectacle Rock. So that's about it. Interesting call here. Solski's going to fake Flipper to check Bridge Guy.
Yeah, heading directly for the man underneath the bridge. Might need to be a bit careful as you're going through this fake Flipper, because any damage done by anything during the fake Flipper save will result in a one-hit KO.
Which is actually mercy, considering what it does normally in vanilla, where it soft locks you. Nothing.
It's a straight up. I think it's I believe it's a straight up hard lock. You have to just completely save and quit. I think just completely power up. Like
Oh,
you get a bow.
That spices things up a little bit. Solski could, in theory, do an out of logic full clear of Eastern, but it looks like that's not his plan. Deciding not to push that bow and go straight to Super Metroid, maybe to find flippers. Looks like both runners are kind of just following in each other's footsteps here, so nothing. What is that morph ball roll? It's just the head.
I don't know. Like, this is. I don't know. I have not kept track of the sprites at the maidens in the past couple of times I've seen SMZ3. The fact that this is the diabetes character from that Super Nintendo game is pretty cool. There's a hammer, by the way.
There's a hammer, there's a flippers, and there was a Varia suit, all three of which are perfectly in logic in hard mode, courtesy of the mockball strategy. So that is a loaded speed booster bridge, as I like to call it. Alright, so Flippers puts that bow into logic. It puts Zora area into logic. So that's another 4 checks right off the bat from there. Hammer is good, but it doesn't open up anything immediately.
It's all it is currently at the start of the game is just one of the 3 pieces for our Dark World access.
And a very powerful non-magic consuming weapon, even if it's got a wonky hitbox.
Yeah, it's very small from the top, but it's very lenient on the I think very small on the left side and the right side. I think also decent on the bottom. I don't remember.
Alright, looks like Solsky is now arriving in Green Brinstar. Is going to get this nice treasure trove of items here on Speed Booster Bridge. I should really call it Mockball Bridge, because that's what everybody does here. But yeah, for Solsky, that's going to be the knowledge of, hey, that's how I get the bow. But for Maniacal, as Chat mentions, it might push Solsky towards those flippers checks and maybe maybe persuade him to get bow sooner rather than later. Second energy tank in Mission Impossible, but energy tanks are now not as big of a concern as far as logic is concerned as it was previously, since we now have Variasuit. A fairly free Variasuit today, by comparison to previous hard mode seeds we've had.
And this color palette, I don't know. for this various suit for Captain Noble in here.
Alright, well, I think right now we're gonna see what Maniacal finds as we approach, I think next stop is probably Charge Beam. Oh, no, he's gonna go check Wavegate room with a Wavegate glitch. If I'm not mistaken, this is in Logic and Hard mode.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And first try, no trouble. For some other foot...
Gets reported by...
Oh.
I was gonna say this. We're gonna forward with high jump. It was the other footwear.
Yeah, this is Brinstar footwear. I like it. Welcome to the Zeb's boots locker.
And that lamp puts Eastern into logic, and then there's another sword.
Wow, what is this Brinstar? This is, we were saying this start was explosive with power bombs, but this is one of the most stacked Brinstars I've seen in a very long time. Yeah, because that's what? That's hammer, Variasuit, flippers, lamp, sword.
Yeah, the seed definitely wants to point towards the first crystal clear of the game, down in Eastern Palace.
It also adds one additional check in Death Mountain with the old man, and we're not too far away from East Death Mountain access either. We just need a mirror. I don't foresee our runners transitioning to A Link to the Past, though, anytime soon, at least not until they finish up Wreck Tower and take a quick peek in Upper Norfair, just because there's still so many Super Metroid checks they can do courtesy of that Variasuit and high jump boots. Those are nice.
Oh, for sure.
Nice recovery jump up the tunnel for a heart container. No complaints there. It's a little early. So yeah, certainly a lot of good items here, but besides the flippers, not really anything that encourages divergence. At least not yet. Unless maybe you decide you want to dip some parts of Norfair a little earlier than others. Unfortunately, both runners without the green boomerang of Speed Boost are going to have to leave Waterway. Oh, besides... Okay, there's more footwear in the Pegasus boots at Kraid's lair. So you can really now call this the Zebus Footlocker.
Yeah, this is definitely a good start for Maniacal. With the fact that we had the boots this early on, like all the various footwear from the start of the game. With flippers, high jump, and now our Pegasus boots. We have a shovel on Morph Ball.
We may actually be going to A Link to the Past pretty soon once our runners go to Norfair. Because, yeah, the flippers the boots together both open up a good, about a half a dozen checks right now, so that's definitely a good number.
Good quick kill by Maniacal for the first blood.
Kraid today is concealing a missile tank. Solsky, meanwhile, deciding to get the retro Brinstar checks out of the way, finds some more big bombs. Got another pair of items here in the Billy Mays room. Let's see what they are.
Speed booster, but wait, there's more. Oh.
Wow. So we literally have all the speed items already. So that does actually, that was not speed locked either, so you absolutely did not need to do Mock Ball for various suits, so... So yeah, is this a hard mode seed or just a really jet seed?
I can't tell, really. This is a really good start. So looks like Maniacal's heading
Yeah,
over to.
that's
Heading over to. I think this is Upper Norfair.
Yeah, this is Ice Beam in Upper Norfair. Although he's
Okay, that's right.
He's going to check Crumble Tower real quick first, while Solsky checks Old Mother Brain. And with Speed Booster in tow, Solsky will also be able to route in the Shaft Supers. Safe bet at this point that our runners are probably not going to do AGA 1 strictly for that Ice Beam anymore. Unless, of course, it's required for Dark World access, say Moon Pearl on the Pyramid and all that jazz.
Right, and that may be a pretty big problem. But got nothing to write home about on Ice Beam.
Nothing of interest on Climb Supers either, so yeah, the choices are definitely, the food is definitely on both runners' plates here as they decide what they want to do next, especially upon return to A Link to the Past. Nice trio of items here in the high jump area, including a flute.
Oh boy! Again, continuing this whole thing of this is a stacked seed. We have a bug net as well in the high jump boot missile.
Yeah, flute is, it doesn't immediately open anything up, but it is helpful. Because we're still missing 2 glove upgrades to check Mire area. We already have Death Mountain access anyway. Solsky's going to go ahead and check Bomb Terizo real quick, or as I like to call, I had a name for different name for this guy. I called Grapple Beam. Because I called Gold Terizo Big Bird, and I had a name for Little Bird. Oh, hey, that's a gravity suit. What is the seed?
I have no clue. We can do Meridian now.
That's a Sphere 1, that's a Sphere 1 gravity suit. We could literally full clear Super Metroid right now, except for Showcase Showdown. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, that just completely opened up Meridia.
Nigel doesn't know that because has not been to Retro Brinstar yet, and given all the Link to the Past stuff, that actually might be a while. Granted, Speed Booster hasn't strictly opened up, strictly led to anything spectacular yet, but even still. And with Gravity and very soon Toe, that gives us Lower Norfair, which means we can now access the Mire area and check Mire Shed that way. We can't check Checkerboard Cave without Mirror or a Glove, and we can't check Desert without Mirror either. So yeah, it's like we're getting all of the late game stuff you do not want to last location items, but we're not getting the immediate like Dark World access type items that we come to expect in a typical SMZ3. Solsky choosing to just skip the item under the sea and just go straight into Wreck Ship.
Yeah, we actually got something. I think I missed it, but from the little grapple beam thing.
Yeah, the moat had the blue mail. Oh, but that's a fire.
Blue mail, yeah, moat.
Yeah, but that's a fire rod in the in the amphitheater and a glove at Spooky Missiles. We are now just a Moon Pearl from Dark World access.
Yeah, and this is a interesting start. We have both rods. We have, or if the Steed continues to play nice, we could possibly see two crystals or two pendants on the remaining two pendants on the medallion dungeons, and then the rest should just be, I think, just almost smooth sailing from there.
Yeah, we already know Swamp is a pendant, so if let's hypothesize for a minute here. Let's say Meyer and TR were pendants. That would mean we don't need the medallions. We probably don't need Kane depending on Ice Palace key logic. We need it for GT right side if the big key's there anyway, so it's unlikely we won't need Kane, but if that's the case, we're literally just looking for Moon Pearl, an extra glove, maybe a Kane, and logically Hookshot, but I'm pretty sure these two know a couple of ways to skip Moldorm 2 if necessary. Like, we really actually don't need much.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Solsky.
Solsky's already taken down Pantoon, and there's Quake.
Flexing the accomplishment a little bit. And Maniacal finds Quake and the other glove in Speed Booster. So we now know knowledge of Titan's mitts already. So both plays turning out to be very good for our runners. They will need both of those gloves.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, me too. Here's the problem with this though. Well, granted, we still don't have Dark World access yet, so this could all still go downhill so fast with like a Moon Pearl on the pyramid. Although we don't even have Aga 1 access, we need either another sword or a cape, both of which we have, thankfully, not found yet. I bet you sword number 2's next on the docket.
Yeah, this opening has been very, very nice. It's been quick, leading to an impression of a Jet Seed. It'll take one series of bad chains of checks to lead this off course.
Yeah, and then it comes to the problem that we were talking about earlier, how you have so many items in play now, or so many locations in play soon that, especially upon Dark World access, that you could end up scouring the whole world, and you may have just walked right past the your progression item. So, like, we could check. Our runners could, once they get everything, once they pass through each other's checks, they could even check King's Tomb. Still no East Death Mountain access, interestingly. We've got no East Death Mountain, no Moon Pearl, so despite all the stuff we have picked up, it doesn't open a whole lot in A Link to the Past. I'm very curious to know what the Flippers checks are going to lead to at this point. Single arrow of destiny on the spiky room of death. Alright, looks like, let's see where Maniacal's going from here. This might be a play to, I think this is a play to Croc. Definitely an interesting call given all that we have seen and all that we still can see. Solsky just shine sparking across the attic of Rex ship. No issues. Although, interestingly, despite everything we have seen, we have not seen, besides ice, any beam upgrades.
Yeah, and the only one that we know that is locked behind, the only one we know is here's Springball, by the way.
Ay, ay, ay. Now the game is just adding extra frosting to the cake.
And I was gonna say though is that the only beam upgrade that we know of is locked behind Naga 1.
And the hilarious thing about Aga 1 is we still can't rule that out yet. Literally the only thing that could force an Aga seed at this point is Moon Pearl on the pyramid.
But at this point, with everything you can do, literally everything in Super Metroid, I don't. I'm gonna be hard pressed to say that we're probably gonna be seeing an Naga seed, if ever.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely. Not much else going on in this wreck ship, though, after that glove, though. It seems like that may have been the only reason to come here, and even then, Spooky Missiles is a pre-Fantoon check. Oh, Maniacal struggling with the Green Gate Lich, running out of super missiles.
You hate this. You hate this to have that happen to you.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna farm a little.
It's also going to head right towards the bowling alley.
That must be really concerning for the Torizo statue that has to carry that head.
Yeah, I seriously have no idea because, again, I don't know. I've heard about this. I heard about this SNES diabetes game, but I never played it. I heard it's not really good, and that's all I know about it.
Alright, was Croc concealing anything good for us so far? Not really. Just some couple of ammo refills and 10 sticks, but we did get a bottle at Vanilla Gravity Suit. Which does, that does open up Sick Kid. That is our first bottle of the day. And yeah, it looks like there was nothing, absolutely nothing in Rex ship besides that glove.
I'm hard pressed to call this a get wrecked ship, considering that we found a glove.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, the glove was at Spooky Missiles, which is you're literally not going to miss that when you're going to Fantoon. Like, if, and you have to you don't have to check it before Fantoon, but it's highly unlikely you won't check that before Fantoon. So I would argue that it's pretty much a get wreck ship today, but the glove is very nice. The other thing is, because Maniacal found the other glove, the Titan's Mitts do open up a lot of stuff, but the first glove is probably the most important one, just because it's the key to Dark World access, amongst many other things. Looks like Maniacal is attempting a spring ball jump here to get out of Croc's lair. Succeeds. So yeah, if you're on Team Solsky, you want him to get to Norfair sooner rather than later to pick up Speed Booster and... not Speed Booster, to pick up the other glove and Boots and the Flute and Fire Rod, and potentially the Quake Medallion. If you're on Team Maniacal, you really want him to get to Retro Brinstar for Speed Booster and Screw Attack, and eventually to Rex Ship for that glove.
Yeah, and this is, again, this opening has been crazy enough, as we're going to see Maniacal doing the backup escape. I would not be surprised if Maniacal will eventually lead his way over to, excuse me, the Retro Brinstar area.
Now, well, right now, the interesting thing is, though Speed Booster and Screw Attack were both there, so far, as Solsky has shown us, they haven't locked anything. We saw Shaft Supers was trash, and there was nothing, and Maniacal showed us there was nothing in Croc's lair, so right now Speed Booster's not doing us any favors for progression, but for the sake of speed, Solsky does get that, but Maniacal also has the Link to the Past speed advantage thanks to the boots, so it's really hard to tell right now who's ahead.
Yeah, they seem close by if you just look at it. Just because of those speed items. For Solsky, just because of the Billy Mays room holding a whole lot of speed items for Super Metroid, pretty much the whole shop of them, and Maniacal having pretty much gone into the, as we were going to consider that, the Planet ZB's Planet Footlocker, as Maniacal activates the flute.
And ladies and gentlemen, please rise if able and remove your Minish caps.
You do not want to have your Minish caps on because if you don't, especially if you have like slow. Because I would not be surprised if you just turn small with someone like Leslo.
I'm noticing that despite the only other major Link to the Past defense item we have seen is that blue mail. Maniacal is setting up a water walk here by the looks of things. I think?
This is a water walk, yes.
We'd like to welcome the folks coming in from Speed Gaming 2. You are joining us in the middle of what has become a very interesting Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer weekly race. We've got a hard mode seed with Solsky, Maniacal, and 13 other runners on hand for you today, and this has been one of the most stacked starts we've seen in a very long time. Just look at how lit up the trackers are already, and we're 37 minutes in. Despite all of the items you see, though, no Dark World access, and it should also be noted that both runners have different gloves.
Yeah, there was one from Rex Ship, and then there was one from, I believe, lower or upper Norfair, somewhere in the Norfair area.
Speed Booster area, I think.
Speed Booster.
Vanilla Speed Booster. In fact, it was Vanilla Speed Booster precisely.
Yes, Vanilla Speed Booster. That's what it was.
All right, Solsky's now in Kray's lair. Is going to get those boots. And Maniacal got a cash injection in Waterfall Fairy right in time to get scammed for a heart piece.
Mm, you hate to see it.
Unless you're the audience at home.
That's true. So that will be enough Link to the Past for Maniacal for now.
All right, Maniacal is taking a refill at the ship. Let's see where he chooses to go, because either direction is good right now. If he goes down towards Retro Star, goes towards Speed Booster and Screw Attack. If he goes to Rex Ship, which it looks like that's where he's going, excuse me, that'll be his Titan's mitts.
Both are good options. And with Maniacal going towards the mitts, he will be the first player of these two to have the mitts. So also not getting the quick kill had to go fight off creating the prom.
Yeah, so at least the ballroom got some use tonight. That's embarrassing. You rent out a ballroom and there's no dance.
But if you're Maniacal, it's pretty much just business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Maniacal's not going to be able to get the energy tank that was in Wreck Ship Reserve, which we know at this point that's not required since Variasuit hell runs are not an issue. But yeah, so far I struggled to identify anything that could make this considered a hard mode seed right now. Because right now I'm not seeing any hard mode tricks that have been required so far. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. It really just depends, however, on what our other two pendants are. I think the two pendants our runners do not want to see right now are... Honestly, I would say Skull Woods and probably Pod are the two pendants they don't want to see, because those are basically the dungeons that we now know collectively that they can full clear. Now, Swamp, thankfully, is still hideously out of logic until we find Mirror and Hookshot. And of course, Moon Pearl. That's the next $1 million question. Where is this Moon Pearl? I'm guessing it's chilling in left side sandpit.
Yeah, because with that gravity suit we picked up earlier, we do have access to the entirety of Meridia.
Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle off the Plasma Beam, Shack Tool and all. I'm also very interested to see where that, if that Quake medallion is required. Now, Solski's probably going to check it sooner rather than later since he's doing Croc. I suspect he'll full clear the areas of Norfair available to him for the moment. Probably pick up Gravity Suit on the way out, considering it will drop him off near Spectacle Rock. We got somebody in chat saying that the Moon Pearl is behind the bow, which would, if that is the case, that would put it behind Armos Knights. It would put it behind Armos Knights pretty much. Yeah. We have seen some nice divergence between the two runners, but now they're just basically backpedaling through each other's checks for the time being.
Gives us a good time to just start theory crafting here. My hunch now is we could probably go over to Eastern and start clearing out Eastern Palace. We also have our shovel. I don't know if that got cleared and that ever got checked or not.
It did not.
Okay, so that's one thing that we could do. We could check. We may be able to check. We can actually check the shovel. Man, underneath the bridge, that was where the bow was.
Yeah, and Maniacal does need to get to that eventually, because it is required for a crystal. But chat brings up a good point, and this is why I'm kind of 50-50 on whether or not they're going to return to A Link to the Past sooner rather than later, because they can full clear Super Metroid pretty much. So if they were really lucky, they could find their... they would probably find a lot of their items in Super Metroid and then go to A Link to the Past. That's what I think at least Solsky is trying to go for. Maniacal's just getting Wrecked Ship out of the way because why not? It's right here. But yeah, there's decent incentive to go both directions right now. Even if the Super Metroid energy tanks aren't exactly brilliant. While we're also kind of backpedaling through each other's checks, we want to invite you to follow both of these runners because they have put on one fantastic show for you here so far this afternoon, and we're not even an hour in. We also want to give shout-outs... You first.
Just no. I was just gonna pass it up to you for anyway.
Oh, okay. And yeah, while we're at it, also shout-outs to Specialist 0815 who is tracking this race and put to work today for sure, especially at the 15-minute mark as soon as everybody transitioned to Super Metroid. So, great job, Specialist.
So there's Solsky seeing that flute. Definitely will be picking it up in short order, along with the possibly the bug net, is actually going to leave it alone.
Yeah, my comp stream's being a little wonky here, so yeah, Solsky doesn't need the bug net, thankfully. Well, actually, I'm not sure how he plans on beating Aga 2 with it, but even still. Alright, Solsky on track to get Gravity Suit now.
There's Solsky seeing the gravity suit is actually going to hover for it.
Ooh. Try and speed up the process getting out.
But falls on the return.
Ooh. That's still one half of the travel you don't have to do, so... Props where it's due.
So, hovering is not a difficult one, but it is one of the more challenging ones to learn and get down consistently. You actually have to let go of the A button for at least one frame, and then re-grab the A button at the same time. You can hold it down the A button as much as possible, as long as you want it to, but you just have to let go and re-grab the A button, leaving only one frame of the A button being pressed. And you can, with this, you're able to move all around, and actually hover over pits, as the name implies. Very talented trick, and I've managed to hit it a couple of times, but I'm very inconsistent at it.
Alright, well, Solsky has finished up the early Death Mountain sweeps. Yeah, despite everything we have seen, yeah, we still do not have East Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain by extension, or Dark World access. I'm actually kind of surprised no one's checked the rest of Hyrule Castle, given the circumstances. Because as we established, there's only a key as our remaining junk item in there. Because there's still a grand total of 3 items left in Hyrule Castle. One of them is the key. The other one is in, might be in Dark Cross. Maybe the key's in Dark Cross. Either way, it's in Logic anyway with the lamp. Let's see where Solsky decides to take this. Oh, he's going to do the boots checks. This makes sense. Alright, looks like Maniacal's going to clear out Red Tower, pick up the Bloomerang that Solsky picked up at Alpha Power Bombs. One thing of note that chat did point at, the Specialist Star Tracker pointed out, is Solsky did not pick up Fire Rod in the Norfair dive. He basically just got the high jump area stuff and went straight to Death Mountain. So did not end up fully clearing out Upper Norfair, so he's missing out on Fire Rod, Titan's Mitts, and the Quake Medallion.
That could be a pretty big problem down the road if Solsky never comes back to that area.
It's going to be a problem if Dark World access shows up, because then the whole world pretty much opens up. Again, right now, with all of the Dark World and East and Dark Death Mountain still ruled out until Moon Pearl shows up, it just reduces so drastically the number of locations that they can check at the very moment. So, as soon as we get Dark World access, this seed's going to explode. Watch it be here on the shovel.
If that is, then, as you mentioned, it'll blow the seed wide open, and it'll be quite a while for Solsky to head back there. But it's just a heart piece.
And actually, we don't even have Aga 1 access. We are still missing a cape or another sword.
Yeah, and the only thing that does open up currently is that the ice beam if you kill Aga 1.
Yeah, which they might route. Let's assume if Aga 1 is required, like say Moon Pearl is on the pyramid, like the 1 in 100 chance at this point that it could be. Okay, Agina was just a heart container, so no very unnecessary last locations going on there. But yeah, if Aga 1 is required for Dark World access, they're gonna route an Ice Beam, just because it cuts the amount of time on Torian so much. Because laying 15 power bombs takes a lot of time compared to firing an Ice Beam shot and blasting a super missile.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, that might be what that play will entail.
I'm still standing by my guess currently that Moon Pearl is just chilling left side, specifically left side sandpit. Well, we're literally just robbing the uncle of all of his possessions. We just got all of his money. All right, time for Hyrule
Castle.
Yeah, we got a good... That's all right. We got a good 3 items up for grabs in here, including a key. Well, if with any luck, the key is just chilling in Dark Cross, and Solsky won't have to worry about it, but we shall see. And look at Maniacal. We're gonna go see. We're gonna see Meridia for a Meridia play for Maniacal without speed boosters. So if there is anything in Main Street Missiles, he's gonna have to wait on that until he gets to Retro Brinstar. Which, assuming there is nothing in here, I don't see that happening. Ooh, it's Morph Ball Bombs. Not particularly critical, but nice.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, we've already, I believe... No, we don't. I don't think we have a can. I think we... Don't we have a Canfly?
We actually don't. The Canflies would be Screw Attack or IBJs. But Solsky just found a sword in the front of Hyrule Castle here, so that does put Aga 1 into play.
Considering
Watch this be
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just watch this be another sword in the in Zelda Cell. Aww.
So with that being said, now that Aga is open, you only have two things left. You have, I think at least from my tracker, King's Tomb and Eastern. Oh, it's
Right.
from 5 minutes left.
Yeah, Solski's gonna do the Zora checks first, and then probably gonna route in Eastern. Because Solski can't even do King's Tomb yet without Titan's Mitts. Doesn't have those. Maniacal is not letting this lack of Canfly stop him, though. Is doing very nice spring ball jumping here. Solski's going to get a quick green potion refill from the Waterfall Fairy. Green potion refills from fairies are guaranteed green potions in the combo randomizer, with all bottles showing up empty. Oh, Maniacal finds another sword in the Meridia Beach. Well, swords ain't an issue today. We're finally starting to see our offensive capabilities come to life here, because we are still currently beamless in Super Metroid.
Yeah, and like we mentioned before, not been in the watering hole, by the way, but the only missile upgrade that we have, not even missile upgrade, beam upgrade that we have, is locked behind Aga 2, or Aga 1, sorry.
Although after this Meridia clear, the only Super Metroid checks we have left are in Lower Norfair. And I don't think Solski checked Waterway. That's also still in play. But yeah, there's not a whole lot left in Super Metroid that we know. But yeah, it looks like Maniacal's going to prepare for the Sandpit save scum. To answer your question in chat, Lumberjack currently has the Ice Beam.
And it's the only beam upgrade that we know of currently.
Alright, Maniacal is going to attempt a snail clip, which is, I do believe that is in logic in hard mode, attempting to do it from the right side of the aqueduct. Not a particularly common place I've seen it done, but doable nonetheless, and gets its second try, no issues, gets her the Trouble Super Missiles and cash. But look at this, Solski is going to Lower Norfair. There's the divergence we've been looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Which sandpit are we in, by the way, right? Yeah, right. So, my left side Moon Pearl guess is still in play.
Yep, and again, I've already said this enough times, but we have the entirety of Meridia at our disposal to check out.
Alright, let's see what this other sandpit has for us. But yeah, it lends credence to what I was saying earlier, how you can full clear Super Metroid, might as well do it and hope that you can get more Link to the Past stuff in Super Metroid, because you're probably going to full clear Super Metroid anyway, given how fewer checks it has by comparison. And that is a Power Bomb tank in Showcase Showdown, so no need to get Space Jump today. And a green rupee in Big Bird's attic.
Well, we also looked at the left side sand pit. It is red, but it's not. The two things that we saw are red, but not the red we're looking for.
Nope, just a red rupee and a red boomerang. So we've found all three of our boomerangs, at least. Solski finishing off Big Bird with just 2 super missiles to spare here. Not getting a particularly good super missile refill, though. Yes, Chad, all three. Speed Booster is totally a green boomerang. It's the best boomerang. And, well, we're getting our Dark World map check. Oh, wait, no, it's Pods of Red Crystal. I thought it was Pod and Skull Woods that were the pendants, but no. It is Ice Palace and Skull Woods, with Pod and Mire being the red crystals. So that Ice Rod, it... Go on.
You can go ahead. Just I wasn't gonna say. I was gonna try and comment on a thing, but you already have it covered.
I was going to say, we will need that Ice Rod, and we may need a medallion or two later. But, yeah, that's an interesting Dark World map, because there's not... Well, I mean, obviously Moon Pearl, but not a whole lot keeping us from a good chunk of those pendants. Well, actually, can we do Ice without Hook... Well, you could do Ice without Hookshot and Cane, but it'd be kind of rough.
Just missiles within King's Tomb. The only thing now left in Link to the Past, before we have to go ahead and kill Agam 1, is Eastern Palace.
To answer a question in chat, version 11.1, if I'm not mistaken, reintroduced the Lower Norfair Big Bird charging station right before the portal to Mire. So it's been in there for a few months, since late last year. Alright, Solsky is just dashing his way to Ridley for the moment. And Chad is enlightening us that the Mire medallion was Ether, so we do in fact need to go find him another medallion today, folks. Maniacal has also decided to bug out of Meridia as well. It looks like it's going to be probably going to be following Solsky into Lower Norfair. Just trying to refill his supers. And as Specialist points out, Maniacal is still missing Ice Beam and Speed Booster. Or Speed Booster, I should say.
And that was left within the Billy Mays room back in Retro Brinstar.
Yeah, at this point, I was saying how skipping Speed Booster wasn't such a big deal for Maniacal before, but this may that may start to come back to bite him now.
Yeah, and this may not look really good for Maniacal, because we're still looking for that. We're still looking for Dark World Access, obviously, but now that those speed boost items back in Super Metroid are so close by to your starting point, I would not be surprised. I would probably head down there right away.
I would assume next transition to Super Metroid, that is what's going to happen in Maniacal's case, but I suspect after, assuming Dark World Access, I mean, we're still looking for Dark World Access, but I suspect either way, Maniacal's probably going to spend some time in A Link to the Past after clearing out Ridley. But after that, the next transition to Super Metroid, I suspect that would probably be Maniacal's most likely time to reach Retro Brinstar. Now, Solsky is, on the other hand, Solsky's in a bit of a better spot right now, because Solsky, on the way out, is probably going to head to Bubble Mountain, where he will find Quake and Titan's Mitts. And hopefully grab Amphitheater on the way out for Fire Rod as well. All right, Solsky content with just taking 32 supers into Ridley. This is actually kind of dangerous, because if Solsky's missiles do run dry, it is a soft lock. Does have the extra regular missiles to back him up. Every 6 missiles will count as 1 super. And looks like he nailed most of those, so that's about 8 or 9 supers that Solsky will not have to burn. He is having very little trouble nailing his super shots right now. Oh, just missed a couple there. Ridley is glowing red already. Gotta be a little careful here. Alright, out of supers. That should be enough. Oh, is deciding to improvise with power bombs. I'm not sure how effective these are on Ridley. They are dealing damage, but not... I've no idea how much they do. I've never seen this strat.
Yeah, it's Solsky's only way to take care of this, and I'm seeing this for the first time as well.
200 per hit. Well, yeah, and Ridley didn't have that much HP left, so down he goes. Cutting it a little close there, but nice recovery on Solsky's part. And just a powerbomb refill. I don't think that's the ammo type Solsky's looking for at this point. Maniacal, on the other hand, has a very similar ammunition situation right now, just less power bombs at the moment, but that's really... But yeah, besides that, ammo and offense-wise, they're in pretty much the same shoes. I am just baffled. I mean, this seed had such a jet start, or had so many late-game items show up, but where is this Moon Pearl?
I still want to stand by my belief that the Moon Pearl is in Eastern somewhere.
I would not be surprised if it is in Eastern right now, because both of our runners have put that off for quite some time. That's 3 checks that are fairly easy to reach. I mean, I understand, again, because they want to get Super Metroid out of the way. Perfectly fair. But at this point, I'm legit shocked nobody has checked... nobody's checked Eastern at this point.
Another check we haven't seen, and this is something something that the chat brings up. There's Shack Tool, and that's a really bad idea. That's a really bad spot for that.
It's a really bad spot, especially considering how late in the seed this. Well, by comparison, from a progression standpoint, late in the seed this is. Like, we're only an hour in, to be fair, but considering how many items we have discovered. That would be mind-boggling if Shack Tool had Moon Pearl after all this time.
Yeah, there's a hook shot.
Alright, so both runners are going to get that. I doubt Maniacal's going to miss that on the way out of Ridley's lair. That is our East Death Mountain access, and right behind it is the Moon Pearl at Franker Z.
Oh boy. This lined up really well for Solsky.
So the Moon Pearl was in Ridley's lair, so it was pretty deep. But with that, wow, that just blows the whole seed right out of the water, because with that, we have just opened up East Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, all of Skull Woods, all of Thieves Town, all of Palace of Darkness, once Maniacal gets the bow from Bridge Guy, which he probably will, because I doubt Bridge Guy... Although Maniacal did the flippers checks already, didn't he? Yeah, because both runners got scammed already by Zora.
I don't know if Solsky actually... Or not Solsky, Maniacal actually went over to the bridge.
Yeah, I think he
on
skipped
his
him.
excursion.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
skipped him.
Yeah,
And I think the reason for that was because Maniacal lost his water walk
well, yeah,
right in front of the Zora portal.
Yeah, because he still had the flippers.
Right. That may be why he skipped it. Yeah, right now I think right now Maniacal's biggest hiccup is missing the bow for right now. Speed Booster can still right now get away without it, but yeah, right now that bow is going to be Maniacal's big hiccup. Although, if the bow doesn't lead to any progression, then that may buy him some time while Solsky checks those. Alright, Solsky has picked up Titan's Mitts and Quake from Vanilla Speed Booster. To answer your question, Chad, Fire Rod was an amphitheater. A cathedral, excuse me. Amphitheater is, Amphitheater is the way up from, what's it called? The acid room.
Yeah, that one.
Alright, Maniacal picking up the Hodo Ruby hookshot.
And will soon be on his way to get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, we're looking good here suddenly, although, again, the whole world is open, and we are still looking for... We now know we need Kane. We might be able to get away without Mirror. We do need Ether, so we still need 2 items, at least. Alright, Solsky picking up that Fire Rod. But yeah, with that hookshot, Pendant, Skull... Actually, only a Mirror is required to put Pedestal in Logic at this point.
Yes. And it can lead to the Kane depending on the Ice Palace logic.
Right, if Kane's not required for Ice Palace, which usually that only is the case if a key is on Cold Stare, then we could be looking at Kane on Pedestal, we could be looking at Ether on Pedestal. That's about it, though. If we need Bombos for TR, that could be on Ped. But yeah, at this point, Ped's not looking brilliant. Especially considering, again, like 90% of Link to the Past is, not 90%, but a very large chunk of Link to the Past is wide open now. Especially Death Mountain, and Solsky's taken full advantage of that.
Yeah, this is not surprising for for me, just to see that after you got that large hole out of Norfair, you're heading straight over to the heading over to Death Mountain, and just starting your checks there.
Yeah, this Super Metroid in particular was just unbelievably loaded, because I'm trying to think, oh, there's the Bombos Medallion, so that's one, that's unfortunately still the wrong coin. To answer a question in chat, there is a chance Ice Palace could not require Kane if, it depends on the key logic. Usually if there is a key on Cold Stare, then you did need Kane of Samaria.
Yeah, it's usually the big telltale sign of a Kane necessary for Ice. Get a red mail from the top 5 of Paradox Cave.
And the bottom 5 had another shield as well. So, the bottom 2, rather, had another shield as well. So we got 2 shields, which is great because we haven't fought Blind yet. Fire Shield is great on Blind. So yeah, Ether and only maybe not Bombos. Ether and maybe Kane could be on Ped. Book could also be on Pedestal too, but that's pretty unlikely. That if a tablet has Kane or Ether, now that's going to be something else. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect at this point. We just have so much open to us.
Yeah, especially considering that we had pretty much the entirety of Super Metroid open to us right at the start of the gates, and it just continued to lead on into Norfair being a top pick with all the necessary items there. As our big key, Solsky is electing to go for the Hera pots.
Yeah, that Norfair in particular was just unbelievably stacked. What did it have? It had Fire Rod, Glove, Hookshot, Moon Pearl, Quake. It was like 5 or 6 items. It's kind of ridiculous.
Good Hera pot for Solsky.
Maniacal is still going to be reeling pretty soon from not having that bow. And there's another bottle in the Hera Big Chest. I think that's 3 bottles, and I think that's all of our items, question mark? No, yes, it is all of our items, because we had a 50 rupee in the pantry. So yeah, that's
nice.
You know, it's a good thing you don't take fall damage from landing right on the torch like Maniacal just did. This should be either a key or a map, I think.
At this point, it doesn't really matter because Solsky has both items.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It was a map. The key was in the compass, chest chat says. So yeah, it was a compass in the basement.
So Solsky will strike first blood in A Link to the Past.
Yeah, but Maniacal's gonna very quickly follow suit here. Excuse me a moment.
Solsky heading over to Hype Cave now. And this will be, of course, quick. We have a sword to take care of these Baris and mini Moldorms. Boots to speed up the process of just going through the Spiral Cave. Our 4th and final bottle out of Spiral Cave.
Alright. What was in Spiral Cave again? Sorry, I had to step away for a split second.
Our 4th and final bottle.
Our 4th bottle. Okay. Well, at least defensive utilities haven't been a problem today.
Bottles are an invaluable resource to have if you're just getting into the game and you're still and also it's nice to have in general if you're to make fights a little bit more easier, considering you can just fill it up with magic at the potion shop.
Yeah, Maniacal may end up using those bottles to potion glitch pot if Bo doesn't show up immediately, which, again, we know exactly where it is. He just has to get to it first, and he passed up on his first run. I just blinked. What was that second item in Super Bunny Cave? Oh, I just realized the 6 crystal is perfectly vanilla.
Yeah, it's the 6. Yeah, it is. But funnily enough, it doesn't. It's chat's helping us out here. Nothing really to write home about, but there is Quake required for Turtle Rock, so vanilla requirements, and we could open it but not get in because no cane.
Yeah, so the only medallion we are currently on the hunt for is Ether. We got 4 items here in Hookshot Cave. I did not see the floating island. I'm not sure if that's anything particularly crazy. There's a charge beam, so we finally have a Super Metroid offensive upgrade and the last green rupee.
It wasn't anything to write home about up on top of the floating island.
Okay. Chat saying it was a big 20. Thank you, chat. Alright, Solsky's next port of call looks to be the Mire area. Plenty of items up for grabs here. We've got... Actually, no, there's only 2 items up for grabs. Because we still can't get in Maya's front door.
No, we only have the Myers shed, and if we had a mirror, we would have access to the checkerboard cave.
I was gonna laugh if it just popped up in that second chest. All right, so yeah, we're getting to the point where we should start seeing some new information come soon. Solsky is deciding to go to Hype Cave next. Probably just going to do the full loop around, grab the smith, do dig game. You can do quite a number of things on that neck of the Dark World. Could also be Pyramid Catfish. Yet the options are just all on the table now.
We also have a Thieves Town clear in the cards. We have a pod clear in the cards.
Ah, yes. Thieves Town, Pod, Skull Woods. We can get an ice. We can actually do a lot of Ice Palace. We might even be able to full clear it if it's not cane locked.
And Hype Cave is, again, not living up to its name. The only thing of note that I will bring up is that there was a Saint card.
Well, Sandcard's certainly a nice little quick health refill if you need it. But yeah, that's not brilliant. All right, what's Maniacal doing here? I don't think Maniacal checked Big Bird yet, so he's going to check Big Bird. Alright, so Solsky is indeed doing the pyramid play. Let's see what's up top here. Blue Rupee. And Maniacal has hard reset. This is actually good news. If he chooses to go to Retro Brinstar from here, this will net him the speed booster and screw attack.
Yeah, first of all, gonna do a refill.
That leads me to suspect he's thinking about checking more stuff in Super Metroid.
Maniacal is heading left.
Well, he could also just be trying to transition too, because they both have flu, so they could just... Oh, nope, he's going to check Bomb Terizo real quick. Which, if I'm not mistaken, had something interesting.
I forget what it was.
I can't remember if it was a sword upgrade or a... It was grapple, that's right. I guess Maniacal just wants to stay in Super Metroid, try and clear it out, because once he gets Speed Booster from Billy Mays, assuming he doesn't just go straight to A Link to the Past here... Ooh, Alcatraz escape attempt. That's going to make Meridia full clearable to Maniacal, which will be new information for us as well. And it looks like Solsky's going to Eastern. Surprised he's not comboing this with Pod.
No mirror.
Oh, right. We were just talking about that, too.
Yeah, no mirror. There's no what you either clear out Eastern or you either clear out Pod, and you have to leave out one of the others because you cannot combo it without mirror.
I think at this point it is a safe assumption, though, that Pyramid Fairy is dead, because the only thing... Because you need Kane for Meyer and Ether, so... Pyramid Fairy's dead. Pyramid Fairy can't have anything useful at this point.
No. It's just because of the fact that, yeah, like you mentioned, Kane is hard locked behind Meyer.
Yeah. Pedestal's still in play, but it's... Well, I said Ago 1 was highly unlikely, and we almost had it, but the game decided to throw us Moon Pearl on Ridley instead. What is missing for Go mode? Right now, just Kane and Ether. We can get away without Mirror this seed if there's nothing in Swamp.
Yeah, and we already know that Quake is required for Turtle Rock. So, again, vanilla requirements.
Nothing going on in Eastern Palace so far, which is kind of surprising considering how long this has been open, since it's been open since pretty much Pink Brinstar. I believe we've now seen 2 items. We've seen 2 items. A map is missing, and one. So Solski's taking a guess here. That there is not that the last item is on the Armos Knights. Yeah, because I don't recall. Yeah, I don't recall seeing the lamp cone, so I'm pretty sure Solski didn't go check Vanilla Big Key in Eastern. So yeah, this is a guess here.
Yeah, considering that you are out of you can well, at least in version 31 of the main Link to the Past randomizer, this is in logic, but in here in SMZ3 it's not.
Right, yeah, because Fire Rod doesn't count as a valid light source. We have a lamp anyway, but yeah, there is an item missing, so Solski is going to have to go back to the Vanilla Big Key chest to grab it.
If he chooses to go that far, it's quite the commitment if you choose to go that way.
Indeed.
And Solski is committing to it.
Oh, actually, Chad just brought up a good point. We actually still need mirror or book for Desert Palace. We can't. We need one of those 2 items because we can't get in Desert's front door or back door. I did not think about that. Maniacal, meanwhile, is going to clear out the village of outcasts, not finding too much of note so far. I'm going to laugh if there's still more progression in Super Metroid behind the few checks that we left behind so far with, like, Backside Meridia and Waterway and stuff.
Edicoons?
I think we saw Edicoons.
Did we? It's hard to tell from here.
Yeah, I think Edicoons themselves had bombs.
Okay.
Michael picking up first chest of Thieves Town. Looks like a heart piece. Or I should say it sounds like a heart piece, because my comp stream is stuttering just a wee bit here.
And a cape.
Oh, so that's where that was hiding.
That will now.
You know something.
That will now open up the bumper ledge, and as well as Spike Cave.
Yeah, actually, when you put all the pieces together, it makes you realize maybe Eastern wasn't a good idea early, because that would have just been Aga bait. Which we now know is completely unnecessary. On the subject of Spike Cave, that is exactly what Solski is going to check.
Yeah, chasing this is a good idea, since you're close by to it.
Close by, and this cape has been in play for actually a very long time.
Just never eat tank.
Nope. Wah wah.
Nothing. Okay, so... Ooh.
Not much going on in Thieves Town right now either. This seat has actually slowed down a lot in the last, almost 30 minutes or so. Pretty much our last major progression item was Moon Pearl.
And that was behind Ridley back in Lower Norfair.
Yeah, right now I don't foresee any reason for that Bombos to be required anymore, especially since we've had an early Fire Rod. And there's that small key. Luckily, we don't have to worry about last locationing that big chest today because we got a nice early hammer. Oh, and it's a compass, so our last item is on blind.
And Solsky is now into pod.
Yeah, this is a good play as well. There's 5 items up for grabs here. I am still a little nervous about when Maniacal is going to turn around for Bow, because that is still hard required, and he does need to get that. And I can't really see him getting that in the immediate near future. That and Pod is Bow locked.
Yeah, and this could be a problem if Maniacal does not head back over to the man underneath the bridge.
Yeah, it's also a distinct possibility that he could have just mistakenly marked it off as done, despite losing the water walk before Waterfall Fairy, which hopefully is not the case, but we'll see as things go on. Bow-locked area of Pod has got nothing but keys. Gonna see the Smith World Tour for Maniacal.
About a mirror, you're gonna have to do the split chain without it, and it does take quite a while. But with our flute, it shouldn't take that long, all things considered.
Yeah, at most it's like about 10, maybe 15 seconds, but it's not a huge amount of time lost with flute specifically, I should stress. But unfortunately, we're going to have to leave out hammer pegs as well until that gets sorted. Until we get... no, we won't have to leave out hammer pegs. We just can't route it in with the Smith check. Maniacal could do it, just can't route it in cleanly with the Smiths. Alright, let's see where Maniacal decides to go from here. It could full clear Pendant Skull Woods. Which, yeah, this is kind of a tough call to make right now. It's like, do you continue pushing your crystal dungeons to trying to get crystals and hope Go Mode falls on your lap? Or do you check the pendant dungeons and hope you get lucky? Yeah, there's a really interesting... the options are really on the table here.
Yeah, it's quite the dilemma as a Link to the Past runner. Is that if you're gonna just rush crystals, you're hoping that the Goma just falls right on your lap, like you said. There's somewhere else, by the way.
Solsky also found a mushroom in the pod big chest, which could be important. We could have, I think I distinctly remember a required Quake on the mushroom. I don't remember if it was last week. I think it might have been the week before, but I definitely remember having a mushroom required Quake. Quake required mushroom. You get the idea.
Ugh, so that is interesting too. We have a fetch quest. But I was gonna say though was, so Link to the Past randomizer runner, you have to make the choice of going for the you're going to like push your crystals and just hope that everything just falls right into place, or you have to make a gamble and go towards the go for pendants. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a really interesting play. Apparently, we got Plasma Beam in the purple chest. Did you see what was on the right side of the Pod Dark basement? My comp stream stuttered again.
I did not.
It's actually still struggling to catch up right now.
But plasma is nice.
Yeah, Plasma Wood Charge especially is pretty good. Considering both of our runners have that, but I think what they would like to see before too long is X-Ray. To answer your question, chat, the combo randomizer does not have progressive bows. It is silver and bow are their own separate items. The bow we know is on Bridge Guy.
So, for Maniacal, it will eventually come to the point where he will be led over towards the bow. And again, we're left in the situation where Maniacal's going to catch this fairy. We're left into a situation where if you're going to do Pod and Eastern, you have to do one over another because you can't combo that with a mirror.
Yeah, and right now Pod's value is currently set to questionable because of that mushroom. We don't know if that's going to be important or not. Maniacal now picking up the Tempered Sword, the sword that Solsky already picked up in Hyrule Castle.
Okay, so Soski will clear out Pod here. That will be the third crystal clear for Solsky as far as I'm aware. Since I know Maniacal had cleared out Thieves Town before.
Yeah, Maniacal's already done Thieves. Solsky, I think that might be next on his to-do list. Oh, no, he's going to turn in the mushroom. Makes sense, get your fetch quests out of the way. Oh, Maniacal is pulling out the flippers, might be going to Ice. Let's see.
He's
Oh, no, he's going to Backdoor Meridia.
Yeah, he's going to Meridia.
I'm not surprised by this, actually. He's just going to finish up full clearing Meridia, get that all out of the way. Might just be trying to get Dragon out of the way as well. And with Plasma Beam in tow, he's good to clear out Plasma Beam. Although I think Shrine Spark Echoes work too.
And with a clear from Dragon, that will also open up Turian for Maniacal should he choose to clear that out first. Obviously, that probably won't happen considering most SMZ3 runners tend to put off defeating the final bosses until the very, very late game.
Yeah, especially in the case of Ganon, it's just easy to finish that boss, route it, and just immediately save and quit, hard reset to Super Metroid. But I want to bring note that, as another bit of comedy here, Solsky has, in somewhat traditional Link to the Past style, has found an invincibility item behind an invincibility item, as it was Cane of Burna on Bumper Ledge.
Maniacal will start the Dragon fight, and the little small Dragon things, I don't remember what they're called, are spelling out the words Keiko Love. It's one of my favorite fun facts about Super Metroid is that they do spell out Keiko Love in cursive.
Yeah, one of the developers coded one of the little mini Dragons to write that as a hidden message to his girlfriend. Very nice detail. Another thing that Specialist Star Tracker brings up is that we still have not seen Waterway, which could actually be, that's probably one of the most trolliest locations we can get at this point, next to Pedestal. Because we've had access to that, or Solsky in particular has had access to that for well over an hour now.
Oh, speaking of the cane. There it
on my
is,
streams.
right behind Dragon.
Okay. Nice game. Thanks a lot.
They're called Ever. That's right. They're called Ever.
Well, that now makes Ice Palace indefinitely full clearable, so Pedestal is in play for a potential Ether Medallion, but that's a big maybe at this point. Ether could literally be anywhere else except in Misery Mire. Which is a problem, because that means it could be everywhere else except Misery Mire, including in Turtle Rock, as chat points out. Yeah, Medallion Go Mode is something that, especially as a viewer, is something you really don't want to see, because there are so many locations that it could be that we could be looking for a while. With any luck, it'll just be kind enough and show up in Ice Palace or something. But I don't know if it's in Waterway or on Pedestal. We could be here a while. And not to mention, as chat points out, we still need Book or Mirror. And Maniacal has not checked Plasma Beam. Fascinating. I think Maniacal is going to Ice. Or not. That's what I thought he was doing.
This is more likely Catfish, which we know is just 300 rupees.
Probably. That might remind him to check Bridge Guy. I doubt it, but because it'd be kind of subtle, but maybe. Because right now, that's Maniacal's current major headache, is no sign of that bow. Miraculously,
and considering, go ahead.
Miraculously, he's been able to get away without speed booster so far this seed. So we'll see. As long as Waterway doesn't have Ether, Maniacal will catch a lucky break on skipping Retro Runestar today.
But okay. So what I was gonna say though was, considering that no runner has the mirror yet, it's gonna take a while for Maniacal to head back to the man underneath the bridge to get that bow. He has silvers, but not the bow.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe Ice Palace is the play. It's getting close to that point. And we'd like to welcome the folks coming in from Speed Gaming 3. If I'm not mistaken, you are coming to us after the Metroid Prime Randomizer Weekly. Welcome aboard. You are now joining us for the Super Metroid Zelda 3 Combo Randomizer Weekly Hard Mode race. We got Solsky and Maniacal on stream, and we had a very interesting seed so far. We had a very stacked Super Metroid, but now we're kind of slowing down a bit here, as we're only looking for a mirror or book and the Ether Medallion for our Go mode.
And at this point, my best bet is you're going to head directly over to either Ice, or in the case of Maniacal, I think going for Turtle Rock.
He might just do that. It's a crystal. You got to clear it anyway. It's 6 items if you add Mimic Cave. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm in on this play.
Yeah, I think I can agree to this play as well. Oh, right. Specialist points out Mimic Cave needs Mirror. Oopsie. Well, knowing Maniacal's luck, Mirror might just be chilling here in Turtle Rock, given this seed.
Yeah, if it does fall, if the Mirror falls on Maniacal's lap, that's good, because that will mean that, as far as Maniacal's concerned, still looking for the bow, and also we're still looking for that Ether for both runners.
Yeah, I think the problem with Go mode is that also doesn't lock out a tremendously large number of checks either. It only locks out the 2 keys in Pod, essentially, and Helmasaur King and the Armos Knights. That's it.
Okay, so we're now in Pod. No, I'm sorry, Turtle Rock. No. The other way. We're in Turtle Rock. 5 items to play for.
Yeah, this should be a relatively smooth TR for Maniacal with his current equipment. He's got red mail, plenty of magic, lots of arrows. Well, arrows, but nothing to shoot him with. But lots of other offensive gear. TR is not fire locked, at least not yet. And yeah, that's true. Chat points out that Pod's completely locked out because of the bow lock issues. So yeah, that locks that's still, it's a few checks, but it's not a whole lot. The whole rest of the game, like the entirety of Ice, TR, and Skull Woods are still going to be in play. So there's still a lot for Maniacal to do before thinking about going to go back for bow.
So Soski is gonna head over to Meridia, and more likely to fight Dragon, and we'll also pick up the Cancer Maria.
Yeah, we'll see if Solsky elects to complete the rest of these Meridia checks here, because there's also still is a good chunk of Meridia still in play with Shag Tool and Plasma Beam. He's also going to be basically full clearing the place, so he's going to be getting... was there anything good in Meridia? Not really, besides the bombs.
There wasn't anything outside of the cane.
Chat points out there was a sword in Meridia Beach.
Yeah, the sword. Yeah, that's true.
Which is good, because Tempered Sword Silver Arrows does make Ganon pretty much trivial. Master Sword with Silvers isn't too bad either, but you still have to do spins, and that does still take more time.
So Soski will start up his Dragon fight.
Alright, TR Vanilla Big Key Chest has Small Key.
Soski clears out Dragon using the grapple beam on the electricity. Get a good nice cook going.
Nothing
Grabbing
like
the
some,
Cancer Maria.
nothing like a good fried shrimp to close out your weekend. But yeah, they're I'm wondering if Skull Woods might have been the play. Well, let's see how this TR dive is first, because as we agreed on earlier, this is actually a really good idea. Not a bad play at all for Maniacal, despite having to leave Mimikate behind. But I would like to see Skull Woods sooner rather than later at this point. Even if it is only 2 items, it doesn't matter as long as one of them are required.
And we know that, considering that we have a mirror, it can't really be. As far as we're concerned, it can't be anything other than the book. If we had the mirror in hand.
Yeah, we still have no sign of it yet. What was that in Botwoon? 5 sticks, extra 5 sticks. But it looks like Solsky is noping out of Meridia as well, electing to not check Shack or Plasma.
And as Specials pointed out, yeah, you if you have the mirror, you don't have to need the book, but it's something to keep in mind because with that mirror, it can't really yield anything because we already know where our bow is.
Right.
There's ether.
Laser bridge. Oh, jeez.
Laser bridge.
So we are just a mirror away from go mode here.
And that, with that being said, too, considering that the mirror, we just mirror away, pedestal is straight up dead.
Pedestal is straight up dead. Yeah, pedestal is straight up dead. Pretty much everything is straight up dead at this point. Actually, no, mirror could be on Pyramid Fairy.
It can.
Mirror.
And that'd be really rude.
It would be. It would be even more rude if Mirror was on a tablet and Book was on Pyramid Fairy. That would be a nice way to close out this crazy seed. Let's be honest here. The first hour was just nothing but us finding stuff and things and things and stuff. Is that how the saying goes?
I don't know. And then just a period of just of slowness until eventually we found out that yes, Turtle Rock is once again required because not because of the crystal, but Laser Bridge having something important. Solsky is doing an icebreaker.
Oh, yeah, and I actually just realized we don't actually strictly need Mirror, because if Mirror is on a tablet, we have Book anyway to get into Desert, never mind.
Yeah, it's a situation where mirror checks will make the mirror checks won't be necessary because if it was the book, and book checks won't be actually mirror checks won't be necessary if we get the book, and book checks won't be necessary if we get the mirror.
To answer your question, chat, nothing important was on Trinex besides another crystal.
I think that's how I went though. I don't remember. I think I do know, but I think I had it wrong, straight up.
Alright, Maniacal's gonna go get the energy tank out of Spike Cave. Solsky has not found much going on here in Ice Palace. But yeah, it's not too often you have a mirror/book go mode. Usually it's Mitz or, Maniacal forgot to pull out a defensive utility. Oh wait, he's got a fairy.
Yeah, he did catch a fairy earlier on.
That's right.
So, good call on Maniacal to save magic.
Yeah, Solsky, meanwhile, yeah, despite all the crystal diving, has dived... Oh, actually, I think this is the only non-crystal dungeon he can dive besides TR right now. The only non-crystal dungeon he can dive besides TR. He could dive Swamp, or I should say... Sorry, let me reboot that. TR is the only crystal dungeon he can dive, which it looks like that's where he's going, so he's going to get Ether. Problem is, both runners are still looking for Mirror, and that could be anywhere that is not Swamp Palace, Grave, or Book. And that basically only locks out the tablets, the entirety of Swamp, thankfully, and Desert. So, I'm going to be honest with you. I think our go mode is in Mire.
Yeah, it's your next best option. It's two items, yes, but it's getting to the point where since we saw that Ice Palace was nothing, we already cleared out Turtle Rock. At this point, you're either going to Mire, and that's it, and then you could also possibly go to Skull Woods.
After that, if we don't see anything there, you got to go back to Super Metroid, because you missed it either in Waterway, on Plasma Beam or Shack Tool, or someplace you couldn't get to earlier, in Nigel's case especially, because lack of speed booster. And Solsky just decided not to check Shack or Plasma, and I don't think either of them... Yeah, Solsky didn't check Waterway earlier. Ooh, and of course, because we're still looking for stuff, it's a God Mire.
Yeah, not good.
I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. My psychic abilities have dwindled in the last few months. Like, I was hoping for something in Left Side Sandpit, nothing going so far. Skull Woods is still on the table, but that's pretty unlikely. It's like, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little worried. Not much going on yet so far in Meyer, just keys. Going immediately for the Firelock side. And that's a map, so no good.
Yep. Maniacal is opting to go for the cutscene chest.
Yeah, at this point, you basically have to clear out everything you see until your go mode finally shows up, which... It's really just so unfortunate that Maniacal waltzed, or decided not to go back for Bow. I wouldn't say waltzed right past it, but just didn't go back for it after Zora. Or decided to go to Zora instead of Bridge Guy.
So as soon as Maniacal gets what will be no mode, if he ever finds it, he has to go back to the man underneath the bridge, no matter what.
Right.
We know that Solsky went into ice, and that is something that Maniacal can't go into. However, depending on, since we're gonna have to go from the light world to get to the ice palace anyway, he could make a stop over to the man underneath the bridge if he's heading towards ice palace, and that will give him the bow.
I think...
Otherwise, you could also go to fire. You could also go to Skull Woods. Jeez, that's the word I was looking for, and find it there.
Yeah, I would say it's dependent on, because I think we found one item already in Meyer. It's going to depend on if Mirror is the other item, which it's not. It's Space Jump.
Oh no. It's nice. It's a can fly, but we're already we're knee deep into we've already done enough Super Metroid to the point we don't even need a can fly.
Yeah, at this point we really don't. To answer a question, chat, Ether was on Laser Bridge. So Solsky is actually right around the corner to it.
Pyramid Fury will be in play as soon as Maniacal finishes up Meyer.
Well, Maniacal hasn't cleared Pod yet, and can't clear Pod anyway because it's bow locked.
That's right,
so...
yeah. And in that case, too, if Solsky heads over to Meyer after this is done, he will have access. He will head over to Pyramid Fairy, and in Maniacal's case, he'll head over to Skull Woods.
Most likely. Yeah, suddenly we've gone from having so many checks available to us after Dark World access to where is this mirror/book?
Yeah, it's a situation where, again, I've already mentioned this. If you get the book, then book checks aren't necessary for the mirror, and if you find the mirror, then you don't need to find the mirror checks. You don't even need to do mirror checks for the book. They cancel each other out if you find one or the other.
Right, and unfortunately, if Maniacal does not get Bow before picking those up, that's actually going to add on to the shopping list of doom that's unfortunately going to form up in Maniacal's case. That is, of course, again, assuming we find book or mirror before Maniacal turns around for Bow.
Right. So, Solsky has the Ether already.
Alright, and that's going to be crystal number 4 for Maniacal. And this is going to be crystal 5 coming up for Solsky. So yeah, Solsky definitely has a lead right now. Especially with a pod clear and that bow. So Yeah, right now, I would say unless Book or Mirror is in a really bad spot, I think right now this is looking like Solski's race for now.
But Maniacal's heading to Super Metroid. What can he do that is in Super Metroid that he hasn't done already?
He's checking criteria power bombs for one thing because he just got a can fly. Because that's technically his first ability that's let him check this because he couldn't shine spark up here because no speed.
Yes. And we know that the our speed items are locked behind Billy May's room back in Retro Brainstar.
I think that's where he's going at this point. I think he's convinced that his remaining progression is in Super Metroid. Because there are definitely more items left in Super Metroid than there are in A Link to the Past right now. In Maniacal's case. Because you got Billy Mays, you've got what will eventually lead to Waterway and the rest of Meridian. He's just peeking climb Shaft Supers to see that it was junk. Solski's gonna check King's Tomb. We've had access to this for some time now.
Oh boy. I think. Okay, there's just missiles. I think we saw this earlier from Maniacal, but I can't remember.
If we did, I certainly blanked on it.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Maniacal did do this earlier on.
Fair enough.
Special was pointed out in the chat there.
Yeah, right now it's going to come down to, it's really just going to come down to what happens first. Maniacal finds, it's actually going to come down to who finds their next step in the progression chain first, overall, because Maniacal's about to get speed, which will help. And if Mirror or Book is in Waterway, that is going to save him. For some time. That is also, of course, dependent on if Solski happens to fall upon Mirror or Book before Maniacal. So yeah, all eyes are on where this Book or Mirror is at this point. But looks like Solski is gonna go ahead and clear out Meyer and probably prepare for Pyramid Fairy. Excuse me for a moment. Alright, Maniacal finally making it to Waterway. Here we go. Oh, says chat says stop. Saddle whammy. At least it doesn't cost all the rupees. Alright, so yeah, Solski's gonna full clear Meyer, so this is gonna be a minute. But yeah, Maniacal's gonna do all the speed checks now, so it really just comes down to yeah, is Speed Booster ultimately required for Mirror or Book? It's down to because yeah, Maniacal's gonna skip Wreck Ship Reserve. He's probably heading to Meridia right now. Yeah, that's exactly where he's going. Oh boy. Yeah, Maniacal's just gonna zip on through the rest of Meridia here. Decides to not pick up Morph Ball Bombs, not surprising. Really don't need those at this point. Space Jump for Solski. Again, nice to have, but not what we're looking for anymore. Just to clarify one thing in chat, Sahasrara can't have our progression anymore because the green we only need Mirror or Book, and Swamp is the green pendant. So yeah, Sahasrara can't have what we're looking for at this point, unfortunately. But we are gonna get that Shack Tool check. Or no, this is Plasma, excuse me. I did not notice you can just waltz right by those little pancakes on the ground. And nope, the answer is not on Plasma Beam. So, beyond this point, we are down to Shack Tool and Skull Woods. I think that's all we have left. Solski, I think we're going to see Solski check Skull Woods after Pyramid Fairy, of course. But I think after that, we're going to see Solski check Skull Woods. Alright, now just one long Shack Tool walk away. And let's see what Solski decides to do after a kind of close fight with Vitreous, I just noticed. Well, he's choosing to save and quit. Well, actually, that's probably better. Fastest way to Bomb Shop is the Link's House portal. Ay, ay, ay. It's going to be a big break for Maniacal if Shack Tool ends up... well, I say big break in a loose term, but Maniacal still needs to turn around for Bow as soon as he picks it up, if that's the case. And Survey says... The book! There we go, folks. We are in no mode at 207.47. But Maniacal has got to go back to Bridge Guy and grab the bow. Just when you thought the seed was looking jet, they decide to... Well, to be fair, Shack Tool's been in play for some time. Because what was he locked by? Gravity, grapple beam, speed booster. Those were all fairly early checks. Now let's see if the C decides to throw the confusion play at us and gives Solsky the mirror and Pyramid Fairy. Let's see. Missiles and X-ray scope, which unfortunately is useless. Alright, so let's see what Maniacal decides to do out of this. He's going back to Norfair. I think this is just to take the Death Mountain portal. Yep, it's exactly where he's going. So Solsky is indeed going to go to Skull Woods next. Maniacal might even read the pedestal, find out what it is. Nope, he's going to Desert. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of, is that Maniacal, rather, is going to keep pushing the book instead of going back to Hobo to grab the bow. If Mirror is in Desert Palace, that's not going to do anybody any good. Well, it's going to actually open up even more checks for Maniacal to do, so I don't think that's what he wants to see right now. Looks like Desert Palace was boots locked, though. Mirror could absolutely be in GT at this point. Desert was definitely boots locked. No sign of any significant items in Skull Woods yet either from Solsky, so won't be able to route in a ped check without the book, but I don't think Solsky cares about ped at this point anyway. It's been confirmed dead ever since Ether showed up. Looks like our second item of Desert Palace is on the boss. So Lanmolas has an item. I think right now the best thing Maniacal could get for a convenience standpoint is half magic. Or wave beam. Something to power up that charge. Where's Solsky going right now? He's going back down towards... I don't think he's done Smith Chain yet. So yeah, Solsky's going to do the whole Smith Chain here, and Hammer Pegs. So that's going to that's going to buy Maniacal a little bit of time here to turn around for Bow. Now, even after Maniacal does pick up Bow, he's still 2 crystal dungeons behind in a Pod and Eastern Clear. Oh, Specialist, thank you for enlightening me that Solsky has done Hammer Pegs. My bad. Ice, we know, is on Lumberjack Ledge. They're not getting it. The only way they could possibly have thought to route that in is if Moon Pearl was on the Pyramid or something, which it was looking like the case for a bit, considering how late Moon Pearl was in the chain, but not the case. And silvers were in Hammer Pegs, that's correct. Yeah, both runners have silvers. So at least their Ganon fights will be a little bit more cozy. Although Solsky has not picked up Tempered Sword yet out of, I think Meridia Beach had the other sword. Oh, there's Wave Beam on Lanmolas. What'd I tell ya? Okay, at least my psychic powers are back in order for at least the seed. Nah, I'm joking. Alright, Solsky, where are you going next? purple chest, which is going to net him his plasma beam. But the only thing that's going to do at this point, the only good that's going to do at this point is make Mother Brain a little less of a pain in the backside. Alright, where's Maniacal going? Back to Link's house. This looks to be a push towards... Oh, he's got to check the shovel. Alright, Solsky is back in SMs, turned on Plasma. Probably heading to Meridia right now. Unless he wants to go back for Waterway, which I don't believe he checked. Ooh, this is painful. Maniacal's gonna dip pod looking for it. Or not. Oh, he's gonna... No, he's gonna do Eastern instead looking for it. Yeah, this is basically worst case scenario for Maniacal, because he's gonna get blocked out of both dungeons. Oh yeah, because Maniacal didn't even check the hospital's closet earlier. Yeah, because he totally skipped Eastern. That's right, because Sosra's closet had the second shield. Both runners should have Mushroom. It was in the Meyer big chest. At this point, I would definitely say it is Solsky's race to lose, because he's more likely to run into Book before Maniacal gets Bow, I would say. And even then, if Solsky's a little late to the bandwagon, Maniacal still has a pod and Eastern Crystal to pick up behind him. On one end, though, has dealt with Desert already. So it's 5 dungeons to Solsky's 6. And the pod Eastern dungeons, to be fair, aren't that long when you're in go mode. Oh, Maniacal does not have Mushroom. Fascinating. Guess he decided to just not get it. Oh, it was in Pod's big chest. That's right, not Meyer's big chest. Thank you. This is why we love you, chat. Yeah, we know that the vanilla big key chest doesn't have anything, so Maniacal's going to be taking an extra second here to go grab it. We do know that this is the map. Solsky, meanwhile, is... Ooh, Solsky's electing to do Torian now. Which actually isn't going to do him much good. Oh, that's right, the cape was back here. It wasn't a map, it was the cape. The map was on Armos Knights. Folks, there's been a lot happening in this seed. With no Ice Beam in tow, Solsky is going to have to resort to the Power Bomb strategy. Can you even use Hyper Beam on Shack Tool? Because we might actually see that. Alright, now Maniacal's going to clear out Skull Woods. Not going to find Bo here. Now, one advantage is if Solsky soft locks here, it's not going to cost him, or assuming Solsky, well, actually, if Solsky soft locks after killing Mother Breen without saving, that's going to be a problem. But yeah, he's got, Solsky's got Screw Attack and Speed Booster for the Pirates, so he should be okay for Plasma Beam. And Space Jump to get out. Let's see if, I doubt we're going to see a Baby Skip from Solsky. Usually Wave Beam would make that easier. Oh, looks like he's trying. He's got the way clear, but he's going to have to go all the way over. Oh, gets grabbed right at the end. Yeah, for those wondering, the reason we let the baby cutscene play out, or Solsky let the baby cutscene play out, is because if you were to transition with the baby still on your head, you would maintain the speed that you would have with the baby latched onto you, which is minuscule at best. And suffice it to say, completing Torian at baby speed is not a good time. Maniacal sees that Cane of Burna on the bumper ledge, and I think he's confused. Solsky, meanwhile, not even bothering with the Zebetite skip. Doesn't have a particularly brilliant amount of super missiles, but does have charged plasma, so that will be enough to finish the job here. Maniacal's getting potions. Probably going to potion glitch pod, although he should know Bo can't be in the back once he realizes it's Bo locked. Oh, wait a minute, he's fluting to 8. Oh, this is it, folks. Maniacal's gonna get Bo. Folks, we may have a race here. Solsky definitely does still have the dungeon advantage right now, but Maniacal just now at 222.25 has entered Go mode. He just needs to Go mode Pod and Eastern and then go straight to GT and finish the game. No mirror in tow, so he's going to have to do it the hard way. Solsky electing to not perform the baby skip, a little low on offensive firepower to be able to do that reliably. But yeah, depending on how fast Solsky gets to Shack Tool, we may have a race here, folks. Now, granted, again, Solsky's ahead one final boss as well now, but still has to go get that, book. Eight minutes for Turian, but misses 3 for Desert. Yeah, it's going to take at least 3 or 4 minutes to get to Shack Tool from here. Or something along that line. It is going to take a minute, and of course it's a God Pod too, so that's actually really good for Maniacal. And Maniacal thankfully already has the big key for Eastern, so can just zip straight onto Armos Knights and then be on the way to GT. Unfortunately, because TR was not his last crystal, is going to have to take the long walk. So is Solsky, to be fair. And with all runners running Tempered Sword and Silver Arrows, their Ganon fight should be a cakewalk. And, chat points out Solsky also only has Master Sword unless he goes to Meridia Beach, which I find fairly unlikely at this point. On top of that, there could also just be another sword chilling in GT somewhere. There probably is another sword chilling in GT somewhere, if it's not on the pedestal. Alright, but since Mother Brain was the first final boss Solsky has killed, two things change about this escape sequence. A, there's no timer, and the escape sequence immediately ends upon entry into Crateria here. Get your single G in chat for Solsky. Secondly, Solsky will maintain Hyper Beam until transitioning to A Link to the Past. And thirdly, in the vertical shaft, the acid becomes regular lava, so if you have Gravity Suit, you can take your sweet time getting out, because it won't deal damage. Yeah, Solsky is going to save that final boss kill and refill ammo, a wise decision. Well, Helmosaur King giving Maniacal a tad bit of trouble here. And let's see where Solsky's going here. He's going down towards Red Tower, I think. Yeah. So this is going to be towards Meridia. But Solsky has not checked the front of Meridia yet. So we'll probably be checking these checks along, some of these things along the way to Shack Tool. Unless he goes straight for it. Wow, Shack Tool, the great equalizer, folks. That's crystal number 6 for Maniacal. Alright, Maniacal now going to go quickly run back to Eastern. Say, hello, Armos. I'm back. And get that 7th crystal. Alright, Solsky going to be the only runner of the night to get the bombs in Main Street Missiles and Vanilla Crab Supers. I am still wondering how fast this seed would have been if either runner chose to beeline Shack Tool much earlier. Because honestly, all things considering, that was probably the only major hiccup this seed, besides Maniacal forgetting Bow. Because the seed really slowed down after Moon Pearl showed up, and then Kane and Ether showed up, and that was about it. Those are the only last two things we were looking for before Book. But yeah, I would say at this point, even with a final boss up, unless Solsky goes straight to Shack Tool, I would say Maniacal is going to be able to pull the steal here. Solsky does get that Tempered Sword, though. Alright, Armos Knight's coming up for Maniacal. Alright, that is crystal number 7, folks. So we like to play a little game here on the SMZ3 and a Link to the Past Randomizer side. When we get to this point, there are 22 locations in the basement of Ganon's Tower, 21 chests and 1 torch. Get your guesses in chat from 1 to 22, whole integer values only, where you think that big key might be hiding tonight. Given the fast nature of the start and the trolley nature of our go mode, I'm going to go even and say 11 tonight. I'm seeing a lot of guesses in chat. I'm seeing a couple in the 20s, a lot in the mid to low teens. I'm seeing I'm seeing pretty much the whole spectrum here. So you guys have some very diverse guesses of where you think that big key could be hiding. So let's see. All right, Solsky sees the sand pits. And let's see if he turns around and goes straight to Shag Tool from here. If he does, that's going to be what he's looking for. And he just gets to Hyper Beam his way through the place. And he is indeed, in fact, going straight for Shag Tool. Which is going to net him his book, and this will put Solsky in go mode. So yeah, folks, I would say we pretty much have we got to see where everything how everything goes once Maniacal starts getting to GT. Once Solsky rather gets to GT, because yeah, Maniacal still has to clear out a final boss. By comparison. All right, where is the Ganon's Tower big key? I will now cut off our guesses. Ha ha ha! First key in the Hope Room. Which means our big key guessing game goes today to nobody. We do have 2 guesses of the number 2, and that is Alveoli, and if I could find it, Mr. Shiny Helmet. You know, technically I guessed 11, so it was 2 ones, but nah, I'm joking. Alveoli and Mr. Shiny Helmet are the 2 closest guesses. But yeah, basically a god GT here. Solsky, meanwhile, sees that book, and will get that book as he lays multiple bombs of frustration. After which I assume will be followed by a Hyper Beam shot directly to the face of Shag Tool. 3, 2, 1... Oh, not even a Hyper Beam shot, a Shine Spark Echo to the face. And apparently Shaq can't be killed by Hyper, which I find hilarious. I missed Solsky shooting it earlier. But yeah, folks, Shaq Tool, the great equalizer of this seed tonight, of this race, I should say. Giving Maniacal the time he needed to get the bow for his go mode. Alright, we've got Lamola's 2 now for Maniacal. This should be a cakewalk with a few silver arrows. Oh, misses the first shot, though, and the second shot. Ooh, Maniacal missed all those silvers. Yeah, at this point, every single movement tech is critical to making sure when it's a race this close, you want to make sure you get every shot counting. Yeah, Solsky is going to go ahead and go straight into Desert. Now, will he go straight for the torch, or will he go right? Because going straight for the torch will save him about a minute. Looks like he's going straight for the torch. Oh, nope, it's going for the map chest first. And then he's going to go for the torch. So yeah, overall still saves Solsky a little bit of time. Despite that late, both runners hitting their go modes after having being in like one item away mode for a solid 40 minutes, this is going to end up being respectable finish times for both runners for sure. Maniacal's still good on keys. And Moldorm 2, not going to be too much trouble for Maniacal. And Moldorm's final possessions were a bomb refill. Alright, we now move on to the agonometry test here. How many cycles will this take? This is looking like a fairly decent first cycle here with a very lovely triple. I hope. That cycle's not brilliant, but gets a blue ball. Alright, that was a triple, zero, double. Followed by a single, so 3, 0, 2, 1. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Maniacal to face the big pig. Solsky is now on the way to GT. Strap yourselves in, folks. This is going to be tight. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Seriously, you were supposed to bring food. No, I wasn't. The only food in this, the only food that's available in Hyrule is a mushroom. Maniacal running a little low on health did buy all of those blue potions, so will be in business in the event of an emergency.
Hey, I am finally back.
All right. Well, it's again tight here. Maniacal is on Gan, and Solsky decided to go to Torian early and defeat Mother Brain before Shaq Tool. So is in go mode, has picked up the book, and is on the way to GT. This is gonna be close.
Yeah, I kept an eye on it on the Twitch stream. Definitely looking like it's gonna come down to the wire here.
Yeah, Solsky also did not stand-up glitch in Torian, so Maniacal may also get an extra minute, a little less than a minute or so back on the Mother Brain 3 fight. Maniacal is being very gutsy to electing to not use that blue potion. Not sure I agree with that.
You're in this situation. I would drink.
Ooh, that was tight. Absolutely almost got nailed by a firebat. Ganon is not cooperating with these patterns, but that is it for Ganon. Get a single G in chat from Maniacal with half a heart remaining. Solsky also nails the Hope Room play, gets the big key in the first chest. Now that Maniacal is done scaring us in Link to the Past, we will now proceed for Maniacal to finish the game and scare us a bit maybe in Super Metroid. Wow, what a seed, Professor. I gotta say, especially the first hour was just insane.
It was.
Yeah, things really we really slowed down at about just a little before the 90-minute mark once we got Ether and Kane. We were just looking for that mirror book, and Shaq Tool turned out to be the great equalizer.
Okay, so we're now entering Turian for Maniacal. Soski is starting to climb.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither runner having Ice Beam and deciding to just get grabbed and solve all of their problems with power bombs. Not a particularly nice health refill for Maniacal. Alright, Solsky on Landmolus 2. Doing a much better job conserving his health in this room.
And this is where we would have loved to have Ice Beam had it not be on top, locked behind Mega 1.
Yeah, if only Moon Pearl was on Pyramid, you know?
If it was in the pyramid, then it would have led directly to the Ice Beam, and we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Yeah, they would have absolutely routed in Ice Beam with an Aga 1 clear if that was the case. Looks like Maniacal is not setting up a baby skip. Either that or just damaging down in case the baby skip doesn't play out as intended. Yeah, what he's got to make sure that the baby has to do a full loop around instead of doing a sharp angled curve there. And right now, he looks like he's got it, and he gets it. Well done.
Nicely performed from Maniacal. So we should be seeing Maniacal heading over towards Mother Brain pretty soon. Now, will stand-up glitch save Maniacal anytime during this fight?
Probably, because Maniacal currently has Charge Wave Plasma, which does 750 damage per shot. So it is going to deal a very significant amount of damage. I would wager it's going to save Maniacal probably closer to 30 seconds, maybe a little less.
Now,
Maniacal's also looking much better. Go on.
Solsky also hovered. So,
Oh my.
oh, that means he does save time as well. And with that being a triple, I have the reason to suspect that Solsky may be the one who takes it, because Maniacal has just started the Mother Brain fight and will be hitting the Ganon pretty soon.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty tight, folks. Hold on to your snacks. Even still, even if Maniacal doesn't score first in this race, both runners are still going to finish sub 250, which which is astounding for any SMZ3 seed. Even if this is really not a hard, we can really call this a non-hard mode seed.
Because Maniacal is going to do stand-up, but with the fact that Solsky had hovered, again, I'm still putting this in the I'm still putting Solsky ahead here, because he still has time to. Maniacal still has quite a bit of fight left for Mother Brain here. Not to mention too, he's going to be having to escape after this is done.
So yeah, after all that, none of the pendant dungeons were required at all today. Swamp wasn't even accessible. I would love to know where the mirror actually was hiding. It was probably behind the Ice Armos or Tile Room or something.
Now he is short on magic, but he does have a green potion, so even if he doesn't have Torch Glitch, it still wouldn't matter. But doesn't even matter anyway, because he got 2 doubles on Ganon, so that's GG's in the chat for Solsky. Will be finishing out this here, just gonna cross the bridge, and since he's already cleared out Mother Brain, this will be his final boss for him, and we finishing first on the restream with an official race time that GG time of 2 hours and 46 minutes and 26 seconds. That is good enough. 26 seconds. That's good enough for 4th place overall. Just behind Farflu with a time of 2:44:02, Neaterific with a time of 2:33:23, and the winner PP Chan at a time of 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Sub 230, that is very impressive. Although, cool seed, right?
It was.
The comedy never ends here in the SMZ3 community.
It won't be too long until Maniacal actually is going to be finishing shortly after, because he's got Mother Brain down. He's just gotta get out of Planet Zibus.
Yeah, it's gonna be just about another minute here. Just has to get out. Had a little trouble getting out this way. I think he's trying to be swag, but it's not quite working out. There it goes.
There we go.
Nails the vertical shine spark, is on the way out. And just noping right on Auditorian, and that should be GG's for Maniacal, who will finish this race second on the restream and fifth place overall with an official race time GG time of 2:48.32. GG's to all of our participants in this race today. That was absolutely a fantastic performance.
Not only sub 3, but sub 250. That is still an impressive time for what is considered to be one of the best runners of this particular game.
Yeah, although I gotta say, PP-chan's final time is nothing to sneeze at either. A sub 2:30 must have rushed Shaq Tool a little bit on the earlier side, but that is still an amazing time given the seed. Given how spread out everything ended up being right at the end. Hopefully both of our runners will be joining us for an interview. All right, looks like they are on their way.
Yeah, they are.
Just to explain one thing in chat, though, before we start the interview, the credits for A Link to the Past are not randomized with the seed. So it does just say the vanilla text. It is not randomized in combo. So unfortunately, it's not necessarily a sword on ped.
I thought it was the bow that hacked you up.
All right. Well, gentlemen, GG's to you. Welcome to the booth.
Hey, looks like we're in here now. GG.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Game. But yeah, you're saying about the bow, sorry?
Yeah, so I guess now that we're being broadcast, we can recap it a little. But yeah, basically I set up my water walk and forgot that flippers were going to cancel it when I hit the shallow water and was going to hit hobo post Zora.
Oh, dude, you suck.
I know, right? I just straight forgot I had the flippers because I'm an idiot.
So that was your reason for not going? Hello?
And then I was just like, screw hobo, and just decided to put it off until last.
Dude, I got that 10 minutes in.
And I chased the book. I chased Ether. Once I realized that Bo was not behind Ether, I was like, well, pretty dead.
Nice. Yeah, mine was obviously book, chasing forever, and I just lived and died on Link to the Past and around Meridia. I was like, hey, if I can like save those 15 items in Meridia I didn't do, then hell yeah. But
exactly, I was like feeling pretty good about what I was finding, where I was finding it. I mean, didn't bail on wrecked ship, so upper wrecked ship felt pretty bad when the bottle wasn't anything. But then otherwise felt mostly okay. But then, like, the cane to Ether to nothing was a big problem when it was like an Ether Go mode seed.
So did you play this like a 1v1 versus me, or did you just like play like a regular race? Because I played it like a 1v1 versus
I was
you.
going to say, I played it more like a 1v1, honestly.
Yeah, same.
Because, like, that's what you do on restreams. It's fun.
Well, we got to ask you two. How about those, especially after that first that first major Super Metroid dive? What a huge stack of items!
That's stupid. Just way too much.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Like, I'm pretty sure the only items that were actually in Link to the Past, upon full consideration, was Morph Ball, Charge Beam, Gravity Suit, Space Jump.
Plasma was there. Bo was there. Yeah.
Ether
Bo-
was there.
Ether
Bo
was
was
there.
there.
Yeah, less than half of the items.
Book was there.
No, book was in
Yeah, like-
SM, but yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Grapple. Where was Grapple again? Grapple was there.
It was in Bomb Teresa.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
missed
kept it.
Grapple until really late and felt bad.
Maniacal, I have so many more items than you, dude. I just have so many questions. Unbelievable.
I reset a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, he reset the sand pits.
I reset a lot of things.
So I'm gonna be very honest. When I saw like the times for the people that finished, and I knew Maniacal wasn't finished, I was like, that was like a huge tell for me. I was like, you know what? It's Shack Tool. I can save my Hyper Beam. So I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't save, and I went right for Hyper Beam or Hyper Beam, Shack, and Plasma. I knew it was gonna be there, and sure enough, Shack was the first one that turned up.
Well, you
Yeah.
saved
Like-
after Mother Brain though.
Yeah, I needed the refill. I needed the ammo. So
Yeah, I put Shack pretty late in my sequence. Was doing Plasma Shack and then Pantry. Never got back to Pantry because Shack hit.
Well,
And
you
then I
actually
faced the book.
you got Shaq way earlier compared to Solski by
Oh, yeah.
about like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, I did it before I did Ice Palace. I'd done pretty much everything else though.
yeah, Ice not having anything was a little disappointing. I went there by mistake. I thought it was a crystal. And
Like
I
Ice
hesitated.
was the only thing I skipped.
Yeah,
I did everything else.
all the pendant dungeons were completely barren today. Swamp wasn't even accessible. We have no clue where Mirror
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's probably
It has
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
GT.
yeah, it's
Didn't-
probably
I
chilling in
checked-
GT.
Pretty much checked everything except for Plasma and that left sand pit. So if you guys have seen it, then it's in GT for sure.
Yeah, how about that Hope Room big key for both of you?
I was gonna do Talon Room first for my fans, but then
I mean, we all
it took that away from me.
we all
It's
got it.
disappointing.
So yeah, Seed was super free if you
Yeah.
didn't do something dumb. So what's the really dumb thing that you left? Front of Meridia, basically?
Well, I don't know if it was dumb. It's front of Meridia. Like I
Yeah.
loved Meridia for a while. Like I did LN first and then chased Dark World and still got value and it's getting crystals out of the way. So I had to do those first, and then I read it eventually in the back of Meridia, got Red Cane, and was like, all right, I'm going to TR. TR had Ether, so I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going to Mire.
Exactly.
And then it was looking for either Mirror or Book, and it's a 2-hit. And I knew Mirror could have been in, or Book could have been in GT, depending. But
Mhm.
I figured I had pretty good odds. I mean, that was going to be Link to the Past versus Meridia, but it just turned out that, Super Metroid just had one more item than it probably should have, but it's whatever.
Yeah. I was in Meridia before I went to Lower Norfair, so I did Meridia pretty early, at least front and sand pits and stuff. But left Shack Tool and Plasma and didn't Crystal Flash Clip. I was thinking about it honestly, because we had Spring Ball,
Yeah, when I saw where Book was,
and it was
What?
very feasible that this seed was like go through Aghanim to find something stupid and
We
get
were-
to the back of Meridia.
We were thinking it could have been Moon Pearl on Pyramid, in which case you two probably would have just grabbed Ice Beam, no problem.
Yeah.
Nice spot for that.
yeah, I what was it? What was I gonna say? I was thinking about something. All right, never mind. Skip past me.
Another thing is, Maniacal, you were also very late in general to Speed Booster as well, because you didn't go visit Billy Mays until
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
later.
the Bryn cleanup was like basically part of my okay, this is a disaster at this point. I'm probably 35 minutes behind, but just go clean everything up. So yeah, I was very late to Screw Attack, Speed Booster, Shovel. Shovel was the best tilt, honestly. I was like, heck, it's Shovel. So like I knew I couldn't reset, and I'd also pathed left first off the elevator, which I really wanted to just reset out of Billy Mays. And then Speed being there, I was like, okay, well, that's not great. But at least I had already checked the climb supers on the way down, so I was able to just jump into Waterway and then head down to Plasma Shack.
Maniacal, if it's any consolation, I used a brand new sprite that I don't think anyone's used before
Yeah.
to defeat you today. So
What was that
Get on.
sprite?
Oh, wow. Well, let's get into that.
Captain Novolin, the diabetic master of the Super Nintendo. this
Yeah.
actually does
Is
have a
that-
speedrun for it.
Is that the
I
Pikmin
noted
thing?
that right at the start of the game.
What,
Yeah, I was laughing at it for like the first
It-
half an hour of my game.
Oh yeah,
What is
chat
that? Is that
was having a
is that
field
the-
day with that
what
sprite.
is that? Is that the Pikmin thing?
It's from so it's this. So Captain Novolin was this 1992 educational platformer game made by Sculpture Software,
Yep.
and it was supposed to teach kids how to better manage their diabetes. It's a really bad platformer.
So
But
the main enemies in
It's
that game.
supposed to be educational,
Yeah.
but you're fighting donuts apparently, from what I remember hearing in the chat.
Yeah, the main enemies in that game are like donuts, cereal, sugar, like lettuce. No, sorry, you pick up lettuce.
This is like a
milk.
great meme.
Yeah, like
I
honestly,
appreciate
you gotta play the game at least once to understand it. The controls are terrible,
Yeah,
but
I'll
there was
see
like a
it.
hot minute where like a dozen of us or so were like speedrunning it, and Duck actually has the WR, so I told him in the
Okay,
Switch
well,
channel he has to use it.
My local retro game shop has a copy.
Oh, the morph ball,
I
the
doubt
morph
it
ball,
will.
the morph ball sprite was the best one because it's just the head sprite rolling.
Oh, wait till you see the crystal flash. I saw it in Sprite something, but I didn't want to spoil it in my chat, so it's pretty funny.
Oh man, chat was having a field day trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
You never cease to impress us with your sprite choice, Solsky.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I kind of want to main it because it's like so outlandish, but I don't know.
Do it.
I had some big problems with deboosts with that one. That one was really hard to pick up on deboosts. Wall jumps weren't bad. Taps I kind of have like a rhythm for. I don't really look at a tell, so that's fine. But yeah, for whatever reason, deboosts were really hard to do on that sprite.
Yeah, I'm just going back into how close this ended up being. It only ended up being about 2 minutes in between you, and I think the main difference.
I'm glad we both did a terrible job.
Uh,
That makes it more entertaining than just one of us doing a terrible job.
Well, and to be fair, you were both making great plays. Like Monaco, you were the first to TR, and we thought, yes, it's got 5 items. You can full clear it. You can have to leave Mimic Cave behind, but at best, mirrors mirrors are no mode, so it can't be in there anyway. So it made a lot of sense.
Well,
so we were like saying that was a great idea at the time.
Bo could still have been in Mimic Cave in my mind, so I wasn't wild about it, but it seemed like the best value play.
Fair. And yeah, and Solsky, your choice to just keep clearing on the crystal dungeons and hoping that Go mode fell on your lap, that's another strategy we've seen a lot in these weeklies, and for the most part it worked out. But I think the other thing was just Maniacal not picking up Speed Booster. Almost what spared you, I should say, from the great equalizer that is Shaq Tool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, like keeping Hyper Beam and then going down Red Tower is a pretty big time consideration too. Like, I'm wasting a minute just for memes, but yeah, it was. I had a lot of fun with this one, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not really doing races as much now. Kind of scaled back on that a little bit, but it's been a lot of fun.
We still got to compliment both of you on getting a sub 250, although gotta be say though, not a hard mode seat today.
It was terrible.
No.
wanted her
Yeah, because
yeah.
speed was available. Okay, sure.
Yeah, speed was free because it was in Billy Mays. You only needed Morph Ball and Power Bombs.
Yeah, which God knows you had those early, so.
Oh yeah, like I had 20 or 25.
Oh yeah, that was
I was
hilarious.
I was doing 15 for a long while, but I just went gauntlet through Bryn and left retro.
Yeah.
And just didn't get back to it because I wanted to get down to Kraid and chase Varian, Upper Norfair, get Death Mountain done.
Also,
And
I don't know if it's because I was picking up more ammo than usual, but I had like 180 missiles or 160 missiles. I've never seen my missile count that high. It's crazy.
I skipped a bunch of ammo packs and heart containers and stuff.
I was rocking just charge for the longest time, and then I got plasma like super late. So
Yeah, the beams were very late, and
Yeah.
Solsky, you finished Mother Brain before picking up Wave off of Land Molus. Maniacal was able to do stand-up glitch with it.
Yeah, my stand-up was pretty bad. I missed the first 2 shots because I wanted to play it safe because I didn't have X-ray. But it wasn't. I mean, it so seldom makes a difference in these races, and it wouldn't have made a difference in this one.
Get owned, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. That whether it was the seed or everyone else who was racing got owned pretty hard.
The important thing is there's only 2 people that owned us, and we own the rest of the people. So
yeah, I mean,
That's
I've had a
the
pretty
important
hot
piece.
run of these lately. I've been putting up a couple like 220s, 230s. So I was due for a real clunker, and
I've been playing Randomizer Orlando for SM lately, so I've not been touching SMZ3, so pretty happy with the time.
yeah, I was surprised to see you enter this one today. It was good to see you jump in on this one. It was good to get a restream race against you.
Yeah.
It's always fun. Yeah, I don't think I have too much else to say about this one. Ultimately chased the wrong things at the end and missed the item I needed.
That'll happen.
Yeah, and
I'm
that's SMZ3.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail as well. So thanks for the interview and the host and everything. Good game to all the runners, and bye.
Yep, GG's. Take it easy.
All right. Well, yeah, then I guess that means we'll close out here as well for this episode of the Super Metroid: A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Weekly Community Race. We will be back on Monday evening, I should say, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on, I do not know if a channel has been determined yet. I do not believe it has. But when that comes along, we will be here, and yeah, channel has not yet been determined. We will be back with our normal mode weekly race. With that said, follow our runners. Solsky and Maniacal have both put on an amazing show for you here tonight. And special shout-outs to Specialist0815, who is our amazing tracker for tonight, especially in that first hour. And Professor Render, thank you for joining me up here in the booth today.
It's my pleasure. I'm not an expert when it comes to Super Metroid, but when it comes to like the past randomizer, I'm always willing to get my knowledge as well. And pleasure to have you with me your Super Metroid knowledge.
No problem, folks. And no problem as well, Professor Render. And with that said, folks, yeah, that's going to be it for us here. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your night/day, and we will see you next mission.
Take it easy.